What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a highly requested video on Astra's lore story. I know in my lore video on Neon, I referred to her being as possibly the strongest Valorant agent due to her literally needing a device to limit her radiant powers. Well, for Astra, I think it's widely argued that she is the most powerful agent amongst the protocol, and this is due to many reasons which I will get to. Astra is the 16th agent to join the Valorant Protocol as a Radiant, coming from the country Ghana. And her cultural background really shapes her personality in the form of her clothing, facial features, and voice lines. Unlike other Radiants, in order for Astra to use her powers, she has to move into what's known as a higher plane, which she does through her astral form. Once here, she can traverse a large area from basically the sky, and be able to place her stars wherever she wants. Astra's left arm is encased in an artifact made of several parts of gold, which many mistakenly believe is the source of her powers, which it is not. But it does help Astra in containing and using her powers properly. So where did Astra's powers come from exactly? The most widely known theory and understanding about Astra's past is that she was drawn into a lake by the name of Lake Bosumtwi in Ghana. This lake was originally the impact site of a meteor which is over 1 million years old. Fate questions what drew Astra into that lake and what she found there. She also goes on to say that Astra overall feels empty inside. Looking up at the night sky, it's not stars and light that Astra sees. Instead, she sees darkness and emptiness more than anything else. And this ties into Astra being an Astral Guardian. The Astral Guardians are basically this group which exists somewhere unknown with the duty of protecting reality and space-time from disturbance and collapse. Kinda like the Time Variance Authority in Loki. The first time we got to learn about the existence of the Astral Guardians came with the introduction of Astra herself, who appears to be the only living guardian on both Alpha and Omega Earth. It's theorized that Astra is a fairly new Astral Guardian due to her lack of knowledge on the extent of what the Guardian's duties are, but as well as identifying who the other Guardians are. One thing we know about the Astral Guardians is that they create Radiant Knight artifacts. These artifacts are unique in the sense that not everyone can use them, and you have to be chosen in order to be able to use them. Astra's artifact, which is the gold gauntlet on her left arm, was located on the bottom of the lake until Astra found it. This may very well have been Lake Bosumtwi, and because this artifact chose Astra, that's why she was drawn to the lake. Other agents within the VALORANT Protocol are also in possession of artifacts made by the Astral Guardians, such as Harbor, Yoru, and Chamber. But before I get into that, I want to tell you guys about my new line of PCs with Apex Gaming PCs. Whether you play Valorant, Rocket League, Minecraft, GTA, or even VR, Apex Gaming PCs has a great line of PCs to meet the needs of them all. I personally use a streaming PC in order to run several recording softwares and for video editing, which can be found here in their streamer PC, which boasts a Ryzen 7 5700X CPU and RTX 4060, or the Streamer Plus, which comes with the Ryzen 5 7600X CPU, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, and an RTX 4060 Ti. And if you're simply looking for something that's more wallet friendly and isn't too specced out and you just want to be able to run your game smoothly, there's also the Apex Bronze, which comes in black or white and has the Ryzen 3 4100, an RX 6500 XT graphics card, and 16 gigs of RAM. And don't worry, financing is available, so you don't have to buy it all upfront at once. You can just pay a small amount each month until it's paid off. And for the best part, for the rest of the month of September until September 30, you can get 20% off across the entire website when you use the code WeLoveOurPartners. And don't worry, if you missed this promotion, you can still use my personal code Nibble on checkout to claim your 10% discount at any time, so make sure you don't miss out on these deals. Alrighty, going back to the artifacts that we can find on other Valorant agents. One of these artifacts is the bracelet that Harbor wears on his wrist. In Harbor's Agent Reveal cinematic, Turn the Tides, Harbor is seen entering a large cave with the artifact resting on the wrist of a Stonehenge statue. As he enters inside, the ground begins to light up and the artifact seems to come to life. Eventually, it draws towards Harbor and attaches itself to him, giving him water powers.
Relic secured. I've never seen anything like it. We had found plenty of ancient things in our line of work. But this was different. And he knew it.
Varun, but I'm gonna need that. Just give me the artifact, and you can go back to being the commander's errand boy. I won't ask again.
One of Astra's voice lines when she kills the enemy harbor confirms the theory that the artifacts do choose its user.
Why those relics chose this one, I never go know.
The primary reason that Harbor was recruited by the Protocol was because he obtained this artifact, and Astra pushed Brimstone to recruit him quickly before Realm captures him instead. And for those that don't know, Realm is basically a task force which exists only on Alpha Earth, with the mission of recovering lost and stolen artifacts and returning them to their hometowns. While it seems like a noble thing, the task force does have a rogue faction within the organization who seeks to take these artifacts as their own, as seen in Harbor's reveal cinematic when that guy tried to kill Harbor and take the artifact for himself. As previously mentioned, Astra is known to be fairly new as an Astral Guardian. Another reason is due to her being unable to fully understand the Guardian language. However, she is able to understand a little bit, as that's how she was able to identify Harbor's bracelet as an artifact created by them. Yoru is another agent who's known to possess an artifact made by the Guardians, his mask. His mask appears in the Unearthed series of player cards just like Astra's gauntlet and Harbor's bracelet, signifying that this mask is also an ancient artifact made by the Guardians. In the player card, we can also see that the mask is made of gold, again following the same characteristics of the other artifacts, as both Astra and Harbor's artifacts are also made of gold. An issue with Yoru's mask is that whatever engravings that may have been on the inside cannot be seen anymore, as Yoru painted over the mask. Harbor even goes on to point this out in one of his voice lines.
So, Yoru, you painted over the priceless samurai mask? Interesting choice.
The final agent that may have a connection with the Astral Guardians is more speculation than anything, and that's Chamber. The reason for this being that the map Breeze contains several murals which many have theorized has ties with the Astral Guardians. And given how Chamber's role in Breeze is so massive, there may be a connection between the Guardians and him by default. There's also Chamber's appearance of having gold tattoos and his gold ultimate as well. If you guys haven't paid attention to the cinematics, you may not know that the map Lotus, which exists on Omega Earth, was actually created by the Astral Guardians, together with humans. You can find several hints of this on the map itself with strange markings and statues within the walls, but Astra describes the map as being full of life and containing a significant amount of power.
You copy?
Copy. Talk to me.
Incredible. And somehow familiar. Brim, this place is far from dead. They can use it. Another Radianite site. The amount of power held here is staggering. We have to stop them.
Good, you're back.
Apparently, there's also an Alpha Earth version of this map, but it no longer exists for unknown reasons. The most popular theory behind this one is that the Scions of Hourglass are behind the destruction. There's quite a bit more lore to Lotus itself, but I'm going to let that be a lore video on its own. I want to revisit what Fate had said about Astra looking up at the sky and seeing darkness and emptiness. I think it's worth noting that we've never actually seen, heard, or come across another Astral Guardian before. Even Astra has never been able to identify one. She simply refers to them as Guardians or speaks about her Guardian collection. Since we know that Fate can read into people's minds and nightmares, could it be true that Astra may be the only Astral Guardian left? It's possible that they simply don't exist anymore and could have either all been killed off or are simply gone. This may be the reason why Fate said this about Astra, and it could also be something that Astra thinks about as well but just keeps it to herself. Let me know what you guys think about Astra's lore, and don't forget to leave your comments down below with your own thoughts and theories. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.